3 a.m. knocks when the silence comes alive. There's something deeply wrong about the hour between 3 and 4 a.m. It's not just the quietest part of the night. It feels wrong, like the world is holding its breath, like something ancient is awake, watching, waiting. Some call it the devil's hour. Others call it the thin time, when the veil between the living and the dead is tissue thin. I've lived through it. I've heard it. And tonight, I'm going to tell you a story that I hope you never experience yourself. The story of the 3 a.m. knocks. They say humans are born with a survival instinct. That's why we fear the dark, not because it harms us, but because we can't see what's hiding in it. But sometimes, the thing in the dark is real, and it comes knocking. It started in a tiny apartment I rented during university, an old complex on the outskirts of the city, where the streetlights flickered and the silence at night felt too heavy. I've always been a night owl. Late night editing, doom scrolling, horror movies at 2 a.m. But that night, it was different. The silence wasn't peaceful. It was unnatural. There were no dogs barking, no insects. Even the wind had stopped. And then, knock, knock, knock. 3 knocks. Slow, deliberate, coming from the front door. I froze. For a second, I thought it was my imagination. But before I could convince myself it was nothing, knock, knock, knock. Again. Same rhythm, same dreadful calmness. My heart was pounding so loud it echoed in my ears. Who knocks at 3 a.m.? If it was a friend, they would have called. If it was a neighbor, they would have spoken. But this thing, it didn't speak. It only knocked. Like it was waiting for me to acknowledge it. Like it knew I was listening. I grabbed my phone and looked at the time, 3:07. I turned on the camera and pointed it at the door. Nothing, no shadow, no movement, just the empty hallway outside. I didn't open the door, and I thank God for that. But the story didn't end there. The next day, I told a friend. She turned pale the moment I said 3 knocks. Her hands shook as she pulled up a Reddit post. Someone else from another city years ago had experienced the same thing. Same time, same pattern. They opened the door. Nothing was there at first. Then the knocking came back every night. Lights flickered, shadows moved behind mirrors. They started hearing whispers through walls, and then silence. That person was never heard from again. I spiraled into research. I read everything I could about it. The 3 knocks are known in some folklore as a mockery of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, a signal from something unholy that it has chosen you. Some psychologists dismiss it as sleep deprivation hallucination, but those who've heard it, we know it's not just in our heads, because it always comes back. I moved out a few months later, High-rise apartment, modern security, floodlights everywhere. I felt safe. I thought it was over. But one night, while editing another video for this very channel, I heard it again. From the balcony. Knock, knock, knock. I live on the 12th floor. No connecting balconies, no ledges, no birds. But the sound was real. And the chill that spread through my spine was like ice pouring down my bones. I couldn't even move. I just stared at the glass, waiting for something to appear on the other side. Nothing did. Since that night, I sleep with the lights on. I tape over every door gap. I wear white noise headphones to drown out the silence. But sometimes, even in dreams, I hear it. This time, it's not just 3 knocks. It's a barrage, frantic, violent, desperate, like something is trying to break through. And every time I wake up, it's always 3:33 a.m. without fail. Some say it's a coincidence, but how do you explain the camera footage, the security tape where you hear the knock but no one is there? How do you explain pets scratching and barking at the door exactly at that hour, even when you don't hear a thing? I sometimes wonder what would have happened if I had opened that door that first night. Would I have seen something? Or worse, nothing at all? Because nothingness is scarier than any monster. Because silence can scream. And those knocks at 3 a.m., they are the sound of silence speaking back. I'm not telling this story to scare you. I'm telling it to warn you. If one night, while the world sleeps, you hear 3 soft, deliberate knocks, don't answer, don't speak, don't move. Because if you can hear it, then it can hear you.